This bus on a campsite had sunk into the cemented parking lot. Actually, the space was designed especially for such heavy vehicles. The first trial with the winch did not work. The colleagues of the bus driver had to free the front wheels still further and, above all, to clear the edges to the way. Then it worked out really well, and we were totally happy that we could recover the vehicle gently and controlled this time, without damage to Globi. Then we put away the rope properly and we were ready to go. Bus drivers and guests were, of course, glad as well that they could finally move on. Until about a few hours ago, an earth bridge led across this river, but the long and heavy rains of the last few days had washed away the bridge. The repair work was already in full swing when we arrived. A lot of gravel and coal from the nearby mining plant were carted to stabilize the soft ground. And all the passengers of the waiting vehicles were obviously interested and observed everything in detail. The military was also already on site to build a steel construction for the new bridge. Everything from hand. Quite hard work for the men. The earth and the stones of the temporary bridge were then planted with a caterpillar. And later they used it to rescue the trucks which were sunk during the first test rides across the dam. With this small truck, however, it almost went wrong. It nearly slipped sideways into the river. But then the time has come. After about 8 hours, the wait had an end and we could continue our way to the north. Sometimes the puddles were almost as big as small lakes. That did not bother us so much, of course, but we found this car driver very brave. Just driving through, opened the doors, let the water go and move on. We had to laugh out loud. Courageous are also some of the overtaking maneuvers we could observe. And great how much these small trucks can transport. In this era, the watermelons were obviously ripe. We drove past these sales stands for some kilometers. Well, somehow that had to happen eventually. But luckily the driver stopped and we could sort out the damage with him and his insurance. The Zomba Plateau is a great mountain massif in the south of Malawi. We were lucky with the weather and could hence enjoy the view from the top to the fullest. The ride up and down the mountain was quite tricky here and there because some of the curves were quite narrow and steep. But we took it comfortably, and so it worked out very well. Down in Zomba, we refueled our tanks first before we went on. At this wooden bridge, we were not quite sure if it would last. So initially we got off and checked the whole thing from all sides. The locals, though, said it wouldn't be a problem. And indeed, everything went well. And just great what they transport on 2 wheels. Eggs, charcoal, goat. Incredible. These guys have a lot of fun with Globy. And we enjoy this wonderful landscape.